Ayo, Lord aka Megabuzz. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Creators Cookoff 2 decks. Now, I did participate in the first Creators Cookoff and ended up finishing second place in the entire tournament. So I figured I should try to run it back for the second Cookoff. However, we did end up falling a little bit short and bubbling out of Top Cut. A bunch of different decks and stuff that were kind of built in that time. Now, you do end up getting 15 minutes to build a deck that's either dictated by some sort of crazy challenge or by spinning that giant wheel with a bunch of different cards on it. The tournament was ran by Chef Husky, so I want to give a huge shout out, special thanks for allowing us to participate in the second Cookoff. Thank you, Chef. Really appreciate that. Let's get to the deck list. Already here at round 3. Mega Scrafty EX was the card we had to cook with. And I'm not going to lie, even though we didn't win, I think we cooked. I think this deck was pretty solid overall, and it was really fun to play with. Mega Scrafty EX has the ability Counter-Attacking Crest. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you place 5 damage counters on attacking Pokemon, and then Outlaw Leg for 160 damage. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and then discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So 160, discard a random card at their hand and the top card of their deck. Sounds like my kind of card. So there was no bans for this round, so I figured everybody had to play Mega Scrafty EX. So I ended up putting 2 Cornerstone in the deck as well, just kind of as like a fail-safe to try to get around it if I needed to. So we have a 4-3 line of the Scraggy and Mega Scrafty EX, 3 copies of the Spiritomb with the ability Spiteful Swirl. If your active Pokemon is a dark Pokemon and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you place 1 damage counter on attacking Pokemon. So I was kind of adding damage counters to them as well. Plus Mountain Breaker for 10 damage, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Isn't bad at all. So that was kind of the idea there, was punish them for attacking into me as much as I could, and then also mill them, punch as hard as I can, and then had to kind of go Cornerstone like Ogerpon in a pinch if I needed to. Petron so I could get around any sort of Yveltal that people might be playing. Pheasant EX for flip the script because it's busted. 1 copy of Yveltal for that clutch to try to just retreat lock people out of the game if we could. 4 copies of Crispin so I can try to just power up my Mega Scrafty and Cornerstones as quickly as possible. 4 Lilies, 2 Boss, 2 Janine's Secret to be able to charge up my dark type Pokemon. I think Binding Mochi could have went pretty hard in this deck, to be honest. 1 copy of Zerosix Machinations, 4 copies of Pokegear, 3 Buddy Buddy Poffin, 3 Pokepad, 3 Night Stretcher, 3 Ultra Ball, 1 copy of Unfair Stamp, because I think this A-Spec is just busted most of the time, especially in this kind of format where you kind of are cooking off and you have to build decks really quickly. People might forget to just put Fez in the deck if you're allowed to play it, and Unfair Stamp just kind of can punish them at times. 2 copies of Punk Helmet was another really cool card that I liked. I wanted to add to this deck. If the Dark Side Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, place 4 damage counters on attacking Pokemon. So the idea was that I would have a Mega Scrafty on the bench and then Mega Scrafty on the active, and then have 3 Spiritomb on the bench and Punk Helmet attached to try to just really punish with that counter-attacking crest ability on that Mega Scrafty. 1 copy of Air Balloon, and then 8 Dark Energy and 4 Fighting Energy. I did end up losing this round as well, but it was really cool to play with a card that is just kind of forgotten. Let's get to the gameplay. Okay, well, Ultra Ball. And we'll pitch this. No. Yveltal and Energy for another Scraggy here. So we'll get that into play. We'll throw this thing down. We'll Night Stretcher for the Energy, and we'll attach it to this. Ideally, I had Crispin. It was kind of the hope. I feel like we don't have a draw engine, though, which is going to kill us, genuinely. Like, I feel like that's what's going to hurt us, is that we do not have a draw engine for this deck at all. I think that's what's going to sting. But we'll have to see, obviously. Trolley. Alright, so he's gonna get all of his stuff set up. I wonder if they went for like an Area Zero Underdepths type build where you put like Cornerstone Ogerpon and play make your bench real big and just like turbo energy as fast as possible, play Monkey Dory, move the energy to the other side type. I bet. I feel like that's where we're going with this, with his build. I think that makes sense. I think that would make the most sense. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but all right. So they went with the 80 HP Scraggy. I went with 70 so I can find off Buddy Poffin. We're gonna Petty Grudge, dude. Yeah, dude, get it in there. Petty Grudge. Petty Grudge for 10. All right, Dark plus Janine's Secret. Honestly, I think we almost have to attach. I think we have to Lily's. We need cards like bad. All right, Pokepad will get me this. And we can't quite attack yet, though, but that's okay. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to Ultra Ball, pitch this and this to find... Honestly, I think we'd probably need Pecharunt pretty soon. So we'll get Pecharunt, we'll Pokegear, we'll try to find something for next turn. We find Boss, which is not really what we wanted. I'm gonna throw this Scraggy up there. I don't care if it gets damaged or not or has poison on it. I just don't want my Scrafty to die. So that's the play there with that. Okay. Toxtricity goes down. They only had the cool arts Scrafties. Mega Signal is kind of busted, actually. I probably should have used that instead of Ultra Ball. Attach. Sinister Surge. Yeah, Sinister Surge is kind of busted. Honestly, I feel like if they went the Area Zero Underdepths route and just kind of like did all that, I think that'd be kind of nuts. Petty Grudge. Trigger Spiritomb. 10. Alright. That's a card that's pretty good. So, here's what we'll do. We'll Pecharunt. We'll pull up this. We're going to hold on to it, because we're going to just attach manually. And we're going to Boss. And we're going to pull up his Scrafty. And we're going to start punching it. Outlaw Leg, 160. Mill Lily, Milladark. Perfect. And then we take 5. I wanted to try to get it as fast as possible. I wanted to try to knock it out as quickly as I could. Alright, so trigger that. I mean, he's getting another Scrafty set up pretty soon, too. So Outlaw Leg. Hopefully it doesn't discard. Okay, perfect. I did not want the Crispin to go away. But the Punk Helmet goes away is kind of sad, actually. So 5 plus that. Perfect. We take 10, and then we'll take another 5, and then we'll take 10 again on next turn, but not a biggie. All right, Crispin. So Outlaw Leg will discard the Scraggy, mill a Buddy Buddy. That'll do 5, which is fine. And then we'll take 3 prizes here, though. They failed a Buddy. Sinister Surge. See, I didn't want to clog up the bench space with Toxtricity, so I just went with like 4 heavy Crispin and just shove it. Just shove it in. That was my plan. Was I just didn't want to have to whiff it. So. Another Scraggy. If they Petty Grudge, I just take the knockout, though. Subject getting chains. What is that? Are you going to hit me? Discard 20. You going to random knock off. Oh, do you just have the evolution? I mean, you knock off and this dies. Yeah, so you take 3. Okay. So that will die. Discard the Crispin. But that gets counteracted. Boom, that'll die. Plus that. And then mine will die to poison. But not a big deal. Because that'll put us to 2. And then that will get knocked out. Yeah. Okay. And I don't really have... Like, I could potentially win if I can go, like... I don't even know. I actually don't even know how I win this. We'll put this in play for sure. Well, Buddy Buddy Poffin, get another Scraggy, throw this in there, and just demolish for 140, and take the knockout with that. Because even if they knock out the Cornerstone, it's not too big of a deal, but I stopped subjugating Chains knock. I stopped the Petron knockout or getting attacked by Toxtricity, which is kind of where I wanted to be. And I pretty much threaten, like, killing any of your single prize Pokemon next turn. Like, I almost force... Like, I almost force the... I almost force this, like, the switch into, like, Petra or whatever. Like, I almost force it. I still can't believe there's no ban for this card. Come on, Molly. I don't want to put it on the damage Scraggy, so we're going to see if we can find something. Another Crispin, which is not ideal, but We'll just power up our Scraggy, honestly. Why are you so quiet? I don't mean to be. Just guess focusing. I'm not sure. I have it turned up pretty high, and my mic's up there. Okay, so they're using the Ghastly for the Mega Gengar, which does make sense. Adrenabrain. Okay, yeah, so I definitely thought they would have the Adrenabrain like stuff in this. That made sense. If they go Sinister Surge plus Attach Return to Mega Gengar, I think I just lose. I needed a different card, though. Okay, I don't know if this is the play, but I think this is what I'm going to go for. We're going to Crispin. I want to thin the deck as much as possible. We're going to attach this here. If they find an attach return, I kind of just lose, though. So I'm going to try to give myself a turn. Man, I think we should have added a draw engine in here. I don't know what the draw engine would be, but I think we should have added something. I mean, Cornerstone just eats the Mega Gengar attack anyway, so they're just kind of doing it to have a big body. But I'm more worried about, like, just not being able to follow up and Monkey Dory damage getting pushed onto my side so much. So maybe next turn we just attach Retreat into the Cornerstone. Like, Cornerstone's definitely the big thing for this matchup for sure, but I think they're running out of stuff to use. Like, because they're not Sinister Surging anymore. So, like, are you just out of energy? There's, what, 1 in play, 6 in the discard pile? So, like, maybe you're just out of energy entirely? And if that's the case, then that's totally fine. I'm not sure, though. Lily's is kind of nice, though. Alright, we'll attach here. Well, Lily's find me something. Finds me nothing. And get Mega Scrafty back. I want to keep that there. I don't want my Mega Scrafty to be poisoned if I can help it. Alright, back to this. Punch and kill. Discard Monkey, discard Haunter. Discard Monkey is kind of nice. We'll take that all day. I think we just win next turn, right? Okay. I'm trying to think of what their outs are, and I think the only big out that they could do is you could attach a Psychic to the Monkey Dory, and you could Mind Bend. And you could try to do that? I don't know. If they have boss KO my Petron, I think I just lose. Okay, I think we just win now, right? Yeah, I think we just win. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I don't know the math, so I just want to make sure I have it. I don't know the math. I wasn't trying to math it. Good game. We're just gonna go for today's video. I'll make sure to put the deck list that I played for each of these rounds in the description below, ready for copy paste into TCG Live. And of course, if you're enjoying the content I've been making stuff for the channel, definitely make sure to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, go support the other content creators that you had seen in the video, and go support Chef as well for putting on this amazing event. Really looking forward to coming back for the third iteration of the Cookoff. We're coming for the gold. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!